So for this video, I have another dream that I wanted to share with you all. And this dream happened a few weeks ago. I don't remember the exact date, but I don't think that part really matters. So yeah, the dream started and I was watching a group of people move this very, very large crate. And the crate was large this way, not in width, but in height. And it was huge. I mean, it looked like it could have held a statue. It was kind of that size. And they were rolling it into this storage area and talking about how they had to keep it hidden and didn't want people to know it was there or, know it existed, that kind of thing. And I somehow just knew that what was in the crate had something to do with Jesus and the Bible. I knew there was something, or maybe a few somethings in that crate that would be more proof of Jesus and things in the Bible. I never found out what was in the crate or anything like that, but I knew something in that crate was proof of Jesus, and whoever these people were didn't want people to have proof of Jesus. And then the dream jumped scenes, and I was getting on a trolley car with a bunch of other people, and then there was a few trolleys and they were all connected kind of like a train. And we were going to heaven, like we knew where we were going. And the train took off and we were in space. Yeah, and this was a trolley, not a train, because like there were no windows and it was just all open on the sides, So I thought that was kind of funny that we were in outer space and just in this open vehicle and didn't have to have, any sort of oxygen mask or stuff like that. But all around me, I could see the darkness of space. It was black and there were stars all around. And we would pass a few like nebulas or galaxies. I don't know the proper terminology for whatever I saw, but you've seen pictures of like just those bursts of color that are in space. It was like that. And then we landed at this room that I would describe as a reception hall. And that's just what it looked like. It looked like how in America, I don't know about the rest of the world, but in America we have these large rooms that we go to after people get married, and it's where the party takes place, basically. And it was this big room, had windows everywhere, and it was covered in white marble. So the floor was this white marble tile, and then a portion of the wall, like a third of the wall, had the marble on it too. And it was just really beautiful and airy. And so everyone got off in there, and then this other trolley came into, the line, whatever you call what a trolley comes into. And some of the people got back on the trolley, and some of the people were staying in the reception hall. And I knew that, or I could see there were other people who had showed up to the people in the reception hall, and they had like swords, some of them, and they were training them how to fight. And I knew that the people getting on the train were going like to another level to also be trained for something. And then the scene jumped again, and I was with Jesus, and I didn't see his face, I never saw his face, but we were walking side by side, and he was like showing me around this room, and he was talking to me and explaining things to me. And he got back to the first part of the dream with the crate, and I was kind of on like a stairway when I saw that happening, and so we were both standing on the stairway, and he was explaining to me what I told you. It was something to do with him in the Bible, and it was being hidden for now, but eventually it would come out, and people would know it and see it. And then it jumped again, and he was explaining to me the people in the reception hall were being trained for battle, and that those getting on the trolley were going to another level to be trained for the battle also. And then he took me to this room that was just, big, open, almost kind of like a garage, like people who collect cars, they have those really large garages. It's kind of like that. And he showed me these two creatures, and one was a dragon, and the other one was it was a white color, like a really pale white, sickly looking, and it had wings, and its body was like a man, or, a human body looking, but its face was an insect. It was like, I just got the impression that this thing was like half man and then half mosquito or wasp or something like that. And its eyes were a really ugly red color. And again, the other creature was a dragon, and it just looked like, what you picture in your head when you say a dragon. It was big. It had really jagged, sharp teeth. It had wings. They were smaller than its body, like proportionate wise, and smaller than the wings of the other creature. And they were on the wall, and they were being held on the wall by almost like those bike hooks that you get for your garage, just those little black hooks you can put on the wall and hang stuff. That's what they were being held on the wall by. And they couldn't move, they weren't moving, but I could see their eyes kind of moving, and like they were following me and watching me and Jesus. And Jesus told me that they were being held in place for now, and when the time came, they would be taken off the wall, their restraints would be removed, and they would be released to go and attack the world. Now, if you know anything about the story of the tribulation and the Antichrist and Satan falling to earth, then it's not too hard to figure out what this dragon and other creature was portraying and representing. And I'm sorry if you hear snoring, by the way, that's my dog. And yeah, Jesus showed me them, and like I felt a little afraid being by them, but then Jesus was standing right next to me, and I knew I was safe, and I knew that they could not, like they wanted to get off of the wall and just go. Like they didn't even want to attack me, they just wanted to get out of that room and go attack the world. But I knew that they couldn't because they were being restrained by God. And Jesus told me that the training that was taking place was for the Battle of Armageddon, and that the dragon and this sickly, pale, wasp man creature was who we would be fighting. And he told me that we would win. We would have the victory. Like, we would conquer. It was for sure. And yeah, so that was the dream. And again, it's not too hard to interpret if you've ever read your Bible, particularly the book of Revelation. And I'm not quite sure why Jesus showed it to me, other than I had been studying Revelation, and he knows and he knew that I wanted to get kind of a deeper understanding and sort of read it for myself. So he was just kind of showing me in a dream sort of what would happen, how things would happen, and all that. So, yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this and you found it as cool as I did, because I just found it so cool, first of all, that Jesus was giving me a tour of all these things and explaining them to me, and that there were people in heaven that were training for this final showdown, this Armageddon. And just to see a image representation of how God is currently holding back the evil in the world, and that he will one day release his hold and nothing will restrain it. And yeah, anyways, I just thought it was really, really a blessing that I got to see it, and I wanted to share it with you all, and hope that it was a blessing to you somehow. Thank you for watching. Have a good day.